Hey everyone, how's it going? And we're back with another Sunday coffee break. It's coffee break time. Time to kick back and bullcrap a little bit and drink some coffee and take a break. I enjoy these Sunday coffee breaks. I didn't do one last Sunday when I was on TNT Amusements auction. Paul asked me, what happened to Sunday's episode. Well, it was one of those things that I just wasn't feeling it last week. I usually do these on Friday for Sunday because you got to edit, render, and then upload, and it takes forever for me to upload stuff because of my internet connection. But that's just something I deal with. It's no big deal. But I just wasn't feeling it, and I always feel that if you don't have anything good to say, then you're better off not to say anything at all. So I didn't have anything good to say on a coffee break, and I just wasn't feeling it. So I skipped last week, and there's going to be times that I do because I just don't feel like doing it, or I'm not getting paid to do them. I'm doing them for you guys and me, just for some fun. Let's see. We'll do some channel updates first. I've been working on my speed buggy, and I got kind of a little frustrated with the board set on it, and so I pulled a special criminal investigation out of Tato 89 and started messing around with it, and lo and behold, I have the same problem with it that I have with speed buggy, where we're just kind of the screen's all garbled, and so we got problems on our video board. Most likely, I'm not going to say for sure because I'm not real good at repairing board sets. I can muddle my way through and get them, most of the time, get them going. But when you have nowhere to start, like when you have garbled a screen, garbled picture, it's kind of hard to know exactly where to start, except for, well, it could be still on your CPU, that it's just not processing the video properly. It could be on the video board because the video board's just not processing it properly and sending out the right image. It's just goofy. And if you look at the schematics, especially on speed buggy schematics are just absolutely terrible. I mean, it gives you data lines, and all that, but, nothing as far as, this is for video, this is your red, green, blue, whatever, it doesn't give you anything like that. It just tells you, pin 2 goes to pin 4 over on this other chip. That's it. And you can trace stuff around that way. So I went through and tested all the chips, which was fun on speed buggy because there's a couple hundred chips on speed buggy, because it's all chip, no SMD. Now on Tato, there's a few surface mount devices on it, and I'm willing to bet that there's probably the video chip is one of them. But who knows? It's just going to be a matter of same thing, going through, testing all the chips and seeing what I can come up with, and see if I find any anomalies that shouldn't be there, and then changing those ones out, and you hope for the best. That's you change out one bad part with a good part, and you hope you cure problems. That's normally what you do. Is when you find something bad, is you change it out with something good and hope you get a better result. Just been working on stuff to put on Evil Bay. I've had a couple of weeks. Last week wasn't the greatest, but you know, hey, every little bit helps and it pays the bills. In fact, that's as soon as I'm done with my Sunday episode here, a coffee break, I'm going to start taking pictures to put more stuff on Evil Bay. My username on there is Hopper29. If anybody's interested, I post a lot of, or yeah, I guess post, list, whatever. A lot of game systems. Might be doing some stereo equipment. I'm not sure yet if I want to actually get involved in packing some of that really heavy stuff. But I feel that I'll be able to get more money for it on Evil Bay than taking it to the outdoor market. Outdoor market is, you know, they treat it like it's a yard sale, you know, and expect everything to be for $1. But whatever. So I'll probably start putting some of that stuff on there too to move some of that and bring in some more money to pay bills. That's the whole name of the game, is getting your bills paid. So, like I said, I'll take pictures. I try and take pictures and list stuff on Thursday night or Friday night. So it goes off Tuesday or Wednesday. My auctions are only 5 days long. I don't stretch it out. The longer it sits there, to me, you know, they say that it works better. You know, I've been selling on there since 1999, and at first, yeah, I thought that you needed 7 days. You know, post stuff for 7 days auction, you'll get the most out of it. Most of the time, people, when they're looking for stuff, they'll find it if they're really interested in buying something. And then I went to 5 days. 5 days works good. And then there for a while, I was posting stuff on 3-day auctions, but I don't think they have that anymore. I don't do any reserves or no buy it nows. I do have some stuff on there that's buy it now, and that's new Rada knives. But I put it on as auction, and whatever it sells for, it sells for. That's what people are willing to pay for something, so that's what you're gonna get. I mean, granted, yeah, you could put something on there for buy it now and sit on it for 2 months, and you might finally get somebody to pay the price that you feel it's worth. Something is only worth what somebody else is willing to give you for it. So that's why I do auctions. Anything else going on here on the channel-wise? It's cold again. We had a couple of really nice days, so I was out here getting some stuff done, and now we're back to the 20s. So it's back to the work a little while and then go watch videos with my hands in my pockets and get them warm, and then when my feet get cold enough, then I go in the house for a while and then come back out. So, you know, it's kind of hard to get a whole lot done during the day, but at least I get something done. Usually I work on eBay stuff for a couple of days a week, at least to get some of that stuff ready to post. Most of the time, or list. I want to keep saying post, but it list. But most of the time, 8 to 12 items is all I do a week. That's all I want to put up with Evil Bay, as far as packing and shipping and waiting for people to pay, and then them not paying, and then you have to relist, and I know it's a headache, but it's work. That's what work's supposed to be, work. And in order to get anywhere, you have to, work. If you don't work, I guess you can sit on your hands and do absolutely nothing and make nothing and have nothing. This summer, I think I'm gonna work on getting a pellet stove for out here, because it looks like I'm gonna be doing a lot of my work out of the garage. I don't know if I want to eventually get into another building or not. I think I'd rather just kind of stay working out of my garage. Maybe at some point put up another workshop here or renovate my old workshop next door at my old place and do some work out of there as well. I have the buildings, you get busy working on stuff and then you don't have time to do your own stuff. But I think if I get a pellet stove out here, I can get a lot more done because I can keep it warm and I can do some other stuff, mainly cosmetic work. You can, if it's warm, you can do a lot more cosmetic work because you don't have to worry about paint freezing or Bondo never drying or heating it up with a heat gun so it'll dry, and same with paint, you know, and all that. So I think I'm going to work on getting a pellet stove for out here. Propane, it's not cost effective as far as propane goes. I have my propane torpedo heater, and I can go through a 20-pound cylinder a day. A day? No, a couple of days. Usually a couple of days I can get out of that propane cylinder. And I think that's up to $22 or $24 to have it filled every time. And it's not a constant heat, you know. You turn it on for a while, it warms up, and then it cools off, then you got to go over and turn it on. It's noisy as hell. You can't do any videos while the heat's running. But with a pellet stove, you know, and a little fan, you can run the pellet stove and do whatever you want. With the propane torpedo, you have to worry about fumes. You know, as far as if you're painting or something like that, you can't have it running, or you can't run it shortly after because you have all the paint fumes in the garage, and you know, you don't really want to blow yourself up. Where the pellet stove's more contained, and you know, you don't get this. You don't have to worry about it going boom. So I think I'll work on getting a pellet stove. Even thought about getting a pellet stove for over at the store too, to help with the propane, because I know propane's going to be expensive over there. And by the way, no, we still don't have our furnace in. We're still waiting for them to come put our furnace in. By the time they come to put our furnace in, it'll be springtime and it'll be warm and we won't need it. But in the meantime, we already paid them, so now we're waiting and waiting and waiting. But at least he did come right out on Christmas Eve and fix my furnace for the house. That I was really thankful for. And, you know, I got to talk with him, and I know how busy he is, and most service people are really busy because there's nobody out there that wants to do service work anymore. You know, I don't get political on my channel. I think most of you kind of know how I stand. I feel that YouTube and my channel is a way to for everybody to get away from that crap and relax and watch me work on something, or just watch me ramble on and, you know, make a fool of myself or whatever. It just, I don't feel the need to talk about that crap. I come out here to get away from it as well. Hell, I don't even watch the news anymore. I don't want to listen to that crap anymore. I have to ask my wife what's going on, because she gets notifications in her email on stuff. So I find out that way. Because it'll make you nuts trying to figure out. But anyway, that's enough of that. I'm not going to get into any more than that. I've been hearing a lot of people complaining that have big channels, YouTube channels, getting a lot of their videos demonetized because of new policies that YouTube came out with as far as violence, I guess, in gaming, and cussing and swear words and that. You know, I guess now if you cuss within the first 5 seconds of your video or something, you know, the video won't be monetized or something like that. You know, I don't cuss much at all on my channel. If I do, I'm not dropping the F-bomb every other word, or, you know, every video, or, you know, every 5 minutes or whatever. I don't feel the need to do that. You know, I do cuss a little bit, but even in real life, I don't walk around, you know, dropping the F-bomb all the time. That's not me. I don't see the need for it, really. But some people like it, and, you know, they tune into channels to listen to people like that, but not me. I like it to be a little clean. So I guess YouTube, they must be gearing more towards children's content than adult content. I don't know. You know, there's an easy way to do that. Is just you have your mature area and your kids area. I already have all my videos marked for adults only or mature audience, whatever, even though I don't do anything that a kid couldn't watch. I just don't want to get tagged with anything I'm not supposed to be doing. So I don't do any children's content because I can't relate to children anymore. I don't know what the hell they want to watch. They'd probably rather watch all the mature stuff instead of the kids' content. I don't know. But I think that's what they're kind of gearing more towards, or kind of, I don't know, I think they're alienating more people than what they think. They're the ones that made YouTube. YouTube didn't make YouTube. The creators and the viewers are the ones that made YouTube, not them. They just put the platform out there and people started using it, and they're the ones that made YouTube. And Google and the parent company ABC should know that if you start limiting your creators as to what they can create, YouTube's not going to be YouTube anymore. But right now, there's no other place for anybody to be a creator, you know, unless you want to live stream gaming and gameplay and repair and all that stuff. You go to Twitch, which Twitch started out as the same way. Twitch was really good with their creators, and you could create and be, you know, all the creators were happy and having a good time there. And then all of a sudden they started laying down rules and regulations and stuff like that, and now Twitch isn't as good as what it used to be, just like YouTube. You start alienating people and they'll move on or just quit, or just not create as much as what they used to. I'm not complaining because, you know, because they nailed me and demonetized me. I'm just telling you the way I see it. You know, you can, that's my opinion. You know, you can have your opinion about it. I don't think YouTube gives small channels a big enough break. I think they have their own creators that they like a lot, because they create content that they like, so they get pushed more. Where small channels that are doing other things that YouTube they really don't care about, then I don't think you're going to get pushed as much. But on that crappy note, on a good note, I've been gaining quite a few subscribers, and I want to thank everybody, the new subscribers to my channel. I'm here to stay. I'm not going anywhere, even though I probably will never make any money off my YouTube channel. I'm here to stay. I'm gonna keep creating and putting out content, hopefully, that people want to watch and enjoy. I enjoy doing it. I really do enjoy creating, being a creator. It takes time when you're working on something that I have to sit down and think of what I'm going to do. You know, like if I'm gonna work on a circuit board, you know, I have to sit down and decide what I'm going to do on the circuit board and get the shot set up to where I feel is the best shot that I can create for people to see. And then I have to go through my mind what I am going to say as I am doing this. So it takes me time in between segments. I'll do a segment on something. I'll get as far as I can in my own little head, my own little mind, as to what I want to do and say, and then I have to shut the camera off, and then I have to think of what else am I going to do, and how am I going to tell you how I am doing this, and why I am doing this, and what I'm doing this for. Especially when it comes to that. Now, other things like when I'm doing cosmetic work on cabinets and that, same thing, I have to go through and see what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do it, and have it all ready, and then get the shot set up and then start working on it. But most of that stuff I know what to do because I've done a lot of body work in my life. It's what I started out doing as a kid. I was 13 years old. I was working in the garage, in a garage of my buddy of mine's, doing body work and paint. So that comes naturally to me. So that I know what I got to do. Same with woodworking. I took woodworking in high school. You know, I went woodworking 1, 2, 3, and 4. When we actually had shop classes in school, I took all the shop classes. I was one of those guys that, you know, lived in the shops. So I did a lot of woodworking, so I know how to fix cabinets and put them back together. You know, some of them, it just depends on how much work I want to do to put one back together, and is it worth the time, and will it be worth it when it's done? Actually, yeah. If it's an old arcade cabinet, yeah. But particle board is one of the worst things to work with because it is so crappy. Once it swells up once, you know, it's done. I mean, there's no way of shrinking it back. Granted, you can fill it full of preservatives, so it stays together and doesn't just keep flaking and sawdusting off on you. But it's still lumpy and swelled up. You cannot get it to shrink back up. And now I see some of the newer cabinets are like compressed cardboard, and that's even worse yet. I mean, it's hard to do much of anything. You can still fill it, you know, and repair it, but you know, what are you going to repair it with if the bottom's all blown out? I mean, particle board, plywood, you're sure to hell not going to find any more of that compressed cardboard. And if you do, how far up do you have to cut to get it to where it's not swelled up and it'll match? But back to so when I'm actually setting up and doing videos, you know, it takes time because like I said, I have to concentrate and stop and think about what I'm going to do next, what I'm going to say, and then get set up and then work. And then half the time it doesn't you know, my mouth overloads my butt and I gotta stop and redo the whole thing, and start that segment all over again. Or, you noticed a lot of times I get tongue-tied, blah, 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 where it's like my tongue has a mind of its own, and things just don't come out right. And same with my head. My head's quicker than my mouth, and so I have to stop and correct myself or whatever. That's just the way I've always been. I've always had a hard time speaking in front of people, but as I get older, I really don't give a crap what people think. So I just do my own thing, like it or not. But, so it takes time to do videos, which I don't mind, especially during the winter, because I have a lot of time to do stuff. Now in the summer, I'll run through a lot of stuff, and there's days I can do 3 videos a day and have them ready. That's why, at Christmas time, I was able to run 2 weeks straight of a video every day. I could have done 3 weeks, but I wanted to save a few things in case I run into an area where it's too cold that I can't come out for a week. Then I have stuff on backup that I can put out. The last video I just put out, which one? Oh, on the VCR. If you noticed, I mentioned, we got snow in March. Well, yeah, that was last spring. That was spring, March of 2022. And TC the Pack Rat was wondering, oh, it's not March yet. Well, yeah, it was when I did that video. So like I said, there's stuff that I have on backup in case I can't get out here for a week or so because it's too cold. I have stuff to post. Granted, it may not be the greatest, but it, at least it's something that I feel that somebody will enjoy watching, even if it's just, cleaning up a stereo or a VCR that I got in, and I just needed to clean it up and see if it works, and it works, so, so you have a short video. But if you have to work on them, that's better, because that's better content than just rubbing some alcohol on it and polishing a turd. So yeah, that's basically, it takes time to do videos, and I try and have some on backup at all times. Piece of plastic, I was wondering what the hell it was. If I had my druthers, I would work on pinball machines, jukeboxes, and video arcade machines every day, all day, 7 days a week, and make content only on that. Well, a lot of that stuff, a lot of my pinball machines, jukeboxes, and arcade video games, I don't make any money on them until they're done and people are playing them and pumping quarters into them. The other stuff I do, the game systems, the stereos, the VCRs, the cassette decks, the 8-track players, a little cassette player, all that stuff I make money on because I sell it and make money so I can keep the channel moving along. Until somebody wants to, pay me a bunch of money to sell their junk on my channel, that's the way it's going to be. I don't have any other choice. I don't have another job. This is my job. This is what I do. I have worked for myself damn near my whole life, and have done pretty good about it, except for, this year, having the arcade. I've dumped all my money, all my eggs in one basket for the arcade and retail. So this winter is really slim. That's why I don't have heat out here, because I can't afford to buy propane every other day to keep the garage heated so I could come out here and work every day. That's just the way life is. You got to take a gamble. You got to take a shot. Trust me, I've done enough of it, and Some good, some bad. You play along with it until it starts going south, and then it's time to move out of that and into something else. Just like my store in town, you know, it was all great. I mean, we were doing really, really good there, and until the regulations, and then the lockdown and all that other happy fun stuff, and it just killed us. And we were spending our savings to keep the store open, so it was time to move on and do something different. And hopefully this time, with the retail and arcade, I can just be done with trying new things, because I'm getting old enough to where I'd like to have something steady and not have to every 5 years tearing down and starting all over again. But hey, it's all part of life. You win some, you lose some. You know, sometimes you're in first place, and sometimes you're so far behind you think you're in first place. Speaking of, next month, February, the Daytona 500. I mean, that's to start it. It's going to be spring soon. That's only about about a month and a week, about 5 weeks away, and we're going to have the Daytona 500. Damn. I'll be glad when it's over, when the winter's over. Yeah, so you'll kind of notice that I jump around a little bit on stuff. Like I said, we just finished up Lighthouse, the second one. Yesterday was I only did a two-parter on that Lighthouse, because I had already done one and kind of made a not a long series, but made a series out of it, and I didn't think anybody really wanted to see me do another one that quick and have a long series on it. So I moved through that one pretty quick and just did a two-parter on it and got it going, and it's ready to go over to the arcade. Like I said, I pulled out my Tatio Special Criminal Investigation and started working on it, and there'll be some videos coming up on it, kind of back and forth. I may even post one on Sharky Shootout to show you how far I got on it so far. It's a matter right now of I can go on them as far as I can, and then if I need parts, if I need ICs or something like that, I have to wait till I have a little extra money so I can order in some ICs, to start working on them. I do have some of that stuff here, but not as much as I would really like to have. I could very easily spend about $1,500 on parts to put in stock, so I didn't have to wait all the time, because it's stuff that I would be using all the time. But so you'll get a video maybe of Speed Buggy, and maybe 2 on Speed Buggy, and then 1 on the SCI. Gee, excuse me. And then maybe back to Speed Buggy, and then maybe Sharky, and then maybe a game system or whatever. I'm just kind of doing whatever, kind of breaking things up and keeping people interested in the things I'm doing here in the garage and for the channel. So I think that's going to be it for this episode. Let's see. Still got my Amazon link going. If you're going to buy anything on Amazon and you want to help support the channel, click on the link below, and it'll take you to the home page of Amazon, and you can just search whatever from my link that you're interested in buying. If you buy something, then I get a tip for it, and that helps support the channel, and maybe I can start generating some income that way for the channel to buy parts, so I can continue working on these. I want to save as many of them as I can, because even if I have more than what I can have in the arcade. I will put them in storage, and then as machines are not producing, you know, enough income, I can switch them out. I can take one out of the arcade, put it in storage, and take one out of storage and put it in the arcade, just kind of switch things up and keep things going. Eventually I may sell a few of them, just because I'll get more. I know I'll get more of them in. I'm not done buying, by all means. But, like I said, it'll help the channel. I may have an affiliate coming up. I've been talking with somebody. It'll just be for, this is an affiliate that I want to do it for them. It's for a good cause. I won't get paid for doing it. It'll just be for free stuff. And get your free stuff. But like I said, it's for a good cause, so that one, I don't mind doing that for somebody like that. I'm not going to say anything about it right now because I'm just in talks with them, and so I don't know what's going to happen. It may or may not happen. And I'd like to give a shout out or a mention to Todd Tuckery at TNT Amusements. He's been really good to me lately. He usually has an auction every 2 weeks. There's not one tonight, but there'll be one next weekend, next Sunday. I'll announce it when I do my coffee break next Sunday. Sells a lot of arcade parts, boards, pinball machine parts, and what have you. It's a good time. If you're interested in checking that out, just type in TNT Amusements /live, and it'll bring it up, and you have to yeah. Yeah, whatever. But yeah, if you're interested there, take a look at that. Like I said, he'll start putting stuff on there probably next week, and you can take a look and see if there's anything on there that you're interested in. TC from TC the Pack Rat. If you haven't checked him out, check out his channel. He does a lot of goofy stuff. He does a lot of buying, a lot of thrift store running. He picks up a lot of neat stuff. And Wicked Gamer. Check out Wicked. He's got about three channels, I think. Wicked Gamer, Wicked Gaming and Collecting, and he just rebranded his other channel to Wicked Package from China. He does a lot of stuff on gaming, on home console stuff, emulation stuff. Does a lot of emulators stuff and a lot of the cheap handhelds. He just buys a lot of stuff from AliExpress and reviews it and tells you if it's worth having or if it's worth dumpstering it. Good guy. Check him out. He's from, I think, the Netherlands, and he's got some really cool channels. Check him out too if you're interested in that type of stuff. And I see Ron from Joe's Classic Arcades is up for a TWIPY, and so is Todd. I think voting ends the 15th. I think 15th of January the voting ends, so if you want to vote for a TWIPY, go to the TWIPY homepage and you can vote for your favorite to win a TWIPY. Alright, so I hope you enjoyed the coffee break, and I will see you next Sunday on the coffee break. And if you can, give us a like, and I will see you on the next one. Until then, see ya.